hitting the button. We're up.
And action.
When we last left the party, you guys were making your way to the council building, I believe?
Yes.
All
to see if we can't expedite getting the fuck inside these archives.
Yeah.
My method would have been faster.
It also would have been illegal.
You are one sad, strange little man.
And you have my pity.
Just saying. Probably would be inside already.
I've done illegal
That's
things
what he
before.
said.
All right, so you guys make your way to the council building. There's a handful of very well-armored individuals.
Okay.
Just kind of standing guard. Very loosely standing.
I'll just look at our new friend and then look at the guards and look back to our new friend.
Yeah, just gonna let Zephyrus do this one.
Yeah.
I have that sheet of paper, right?
Yeah.
So I walk up to the guards and I hold out the sheet of paper and I said, I just come from the Magambia and I was told I need to speak to God. Quasi? Okay.
Quasi. There's a Q.
Khwezi.
Oh.
Quasi.
Yeah, and I hold out a sheet of paper. Or
They look it over. Believe she's. So you're going to go in, go up the stairs, the third hallway, go down, and I believe she's on the fourth door on the left.
Okay, thank you.
Anytime, friend.
And I'll walk in and follow the directions.
All right. Go up the stairs, third hallway, fourth door on the left. You open it up, and there is a couple of chairs arranged almost like a school, and then a little desk, and you see sitting there kind of writing down stuff and looking over papers, a human female, hair pulled back into a bun, dark skin, glasses loosely hanging on her nose, clear glasses, you make note of, with stained glass beads kind of going from the glasses around her neck.
Lucian's going to be first to introduce himself if nobody else steps forward.
You good? Okay. Does anyone immediately say anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
that's fair.
Does this?
Yeah, well, I walk up and I say, what was that old man's name from the Mangambia?
Did you ask his name?
No. Okay.
Then...
I've been sent here from the Mangambia. There was an old man, orc with a beard, and he said that I would need your permission to go into the archives.
Correct and incorrect. Technically speaking, you just need permission from one of the council members. She is a smartass, yes. Yes. And pray tell, why do you want to go into the archives?
Well, why would any scholar like me want to go into the archives? Information.
True, there's lots of information down there, but for the most part, other than specifics, we have managed to excavate and restore any lost information. Teachings and meanings are abundant in Mongambia.
Well, I'm specifically looking for a magical artifact. The Orb of Zen.
Oh, natural 20. Orb of... Yes. That... She looks you over. Is a very dangerous artifact. Your intentions?
If I may, Rugnir steps forward. We have
Her
reason
eyes
to
start
believe,
from Zephyrus to you.
we have reason to believe it is currently in the possession of someone who is far more dangerous than you or I, and we wish to know of his whereabouts.
What?
I did say our reasons overlapped.
There seems to be some discourse. Now, that being said, if you are aware of someone who has it, then clearly you have the information you look for. Yes?
We know
No. We know who. We do not know where.
I see. And you wish to try and seek out a where from the troubled archives.
If we're going to track somebody, we need a place to start. If we know where they got it from, we can figure out where they took it to.
If you think of it this way, if
I would not like a
You-
lecture from a half or from another person, probably younger than me. Now, sit.
out of character, was that directed at both Lucian and the halfling?
Yes.
I'm not going to say
can
deserve.
Lucian try to see how serious she is about that sit command.
She is deadly serious.
Very well, he'll sit.
You have marched into my office demanding a favor from me. Do not forget your place. You're guests here.
We apologize profusely, and we had hoped to. Okay, out of character. Who was the freaking person? What was the thing that we were gonna do to, like, as a favor for her? I completely.
From
The
the
wood-
Wood Alliance.
Yes, you could have gone to Oweothru, because those two are butting heads for some reason, and you could have resolved that. But you guys went straight to her and asked for a favor. Now, turning back to, what is your name, sir? Pointing at Michael's character.
Zephyrus.
Mr. Zephyrus. Before you're interrupted again by your entourage, our compatriots, our however you describe your relationship.
Entourage.
What is your reason for wanting it?
I just want to possess it.
Just possession?
Yeah. I'll probably
No
put it in my-
grandeur, design, no.
Well, it certainly does have its uses. I could craft items while I'm away on adventures. And then sell those items in my shop in Karamaga.
Repeat what you just said. And you see, as she says that, she mutters something in an arcane language, and the room tone shifts a bit. You feel that it is best to answer as honestly as possible.
Well,
Fucking zone of truth.
I just want to possess it. And it's also useful. I can craft items while I'm on adventures and sell them in my shop in Karamaga.
What a refreshing individual. Someone who speaks what they want. That's honesty is the best policy. That's what I've always taught my students.
Oh, it's a good thing to live by because it's efficient, to be honest.
I agree. There are many things down there that a scholarly mind might find interesting. I want your promise that you will disregard any information that doesn't pertain to what you're looking for.
My character's gonna start like sweating as he's fighting himself.
Does Lucian notice this?
Pretty sure everyone notices.
I mean, unless it's
Up
trying
to
to hide it.
Michael's.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's definitely open.
Okay.
I promise that I will try my hardest.
Then I promise that I will give you access once you've done something for me. In exchange for the chance of your failure. Sound reasonable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. There is currently a missing person of great interest. I would like you to locate them. They should be somewhere within the city, and yet no scrying spells have been able to find them, so clearly being blocked from divination.
Divination?
Yes.
May we have a description?
As vivid as possible.
They are a 15-year-old girl. Very talented in the arcane arts. Promising. She was a very promising student. And about a month ago, when we were supposed to meet for a drink, she didn't show. And then I discovered that she hadn't been around for a day or so. After my attempts to locate her through divination, and then asking some of my colleagues who are better suited for the nature of that, and all of us failing to divine her location, I've become suspect that something awry is in the city. Enemies have never been able to approach the city, but those that approach under the guise of friendship and get within our wards have always made me annoyed at the lack of true security within the city.
Hmm.
She was last known to be under the employ of the Woodmakers Alliance.
Hmm.
To
So
facilitate investigation, would it be possible
Somebody's
for us to
taking
have
notes.
access? Would it be possible for us to have access to her living location?
she reaches down and pulls out a folder, a docket, and hands it over to you, who uses Mage Hand to send it to you.
Okay, he takes it. And he just immediately starts scanning everything in that folder.
Yeah, it's
Any piece of
basic.
information.
It's very basic stuff. What building she worked at, where she lived, who her family is, who her two husbands are, and who, like, where they lived, that sort of thing. Like how she was doing in her study.
You said this was a 15
She was on. Yeah,
Two husbands.
two husbands. Yeah.
Keep in mind the time frame we're working with. It's not that weird.
Yeah, I mean, if one dies, you've got a backup.
Anywho, not our concern. Like,
Yeah.
it may be best
15
for us to split some of the investigation.
The age of right, by the way, is 14.
Okay.
And yeah, I double checking my personal notes. I'm pretty sure that's what it said here.
So she couldn't make up her mind. She went, both are good.
Right? It's while it's not like a common thing to have like multiple spouses, it's not against the city in any way, and it's totally fine as long as everyone agrees that it's fine. They have to file separately.
Activities.
Was that?
I was just quoting Step Brothers. More spouses for activities. Misquoting, I should say.
Marriage usually happens at later in life, but it's not like so rare that it's like this is a rare thing. Yeah. Age of adulthood starts at 13. Marriage starts.
Yeesh.
And you die at 30.
Yeah, more or less.
Oh no, they typically last to like 40, 50, 60 due to
Okay.
magic.
So technically Lucian's just middle-aged then.
No. You would be on the older end. It's specifically people in the city due to the magical advancements of medicine.
Okay. Shit. I wasn't thinking when I made him as old as I did.
Like you would probably make it to 40 without like some assistance of magic. Anyway, back on track.
Well, I didn't want to be role-playing and just keel over from old age. That would suck.
No, you're good. You're good. Does that answer everyone's questions on that?
Answers mine.
Yeah.
So you're able to at least put to bed this investigation, regardless of the outcome. I will consider a favor done. Due to my position, I'm unable to dedicate as much time as I would like, and the city guard, as sparse as they are, aren't really able to do an investigation. And missing persons don't really happen in the city. For something like this to happen, it means there's enough of a force at work in the city to blind the people to it. So
And
be
I
prepared for
assume-
fights.
And I assume we are absolutely certain that she's still within the city.
If she were to have left the city, the wards would have made note of it. While we can't divine her, we do know who comes in and out of the wards.
Okay. Well, at least that makes our search manageable.
In your opinion, how likely is it that this was either someone attempting to capture her or her doing this to herself?
As smart as she is, the fact that it's been a month, this is not a case of her doing it to herself.
But there has been no demands sent to the office for her?
We have no demands. And truly, I'm unsure of where to go for it. The bit of investigation I've been able to do on my own, it's vexing. There's something truly foul. I can feel it in my gut.
As gruesome as it might be to suggest this, if we find evidence of her being deceased, is that considered mission complete?
If you find her deceased, or find that there is no way to recover anything beyond the particular evidence, it would be solemn a comfort, but a comfort nonetheless. The unknown is more of a problem.
All right.
Then I suppose we'd best get going then. Unless there's any other...
Do we at least know where she was last seen? Like, where are we going to start with the
Well, we know where she works, and that's the best we got.
Works where she lives. We have a lot of information about her. My thought is we split up into some teams, as it were.
Split the party. Split the party.
Correct.
Split the party. Split the party.
So
Well,
three of us
Lucian's
go to her.
Lucian's just gonna
Oh, no, no.
take a side step closer to
Two-way
Shidro.
split.
I'm with her.
Then a three-way split. 2 people investigate her home. 2 people investigate her 2 husbands. 2 people investigate her workplace.
Lucian will be like, I'm with Shidro, we got the husbands. Bye.
Would the husbands not be at home? Did I miss that?
Well, no, they might not be at home because
But I
Right,
mean,
it-
like, would they still be living there? Like, would we want to?
Yeah, they might still be living there.
right.
Because there's a high chance, if that's the case, you're sending 4 people to investigate one thing and 2 to investigate the other.
At this time, though, a time of day, they'd probably be working, though.
Right.
Well, then we could all go together and investigate the workplace first, since I guess people would be working right now. And then we could wait till evening and investigate the home. Because if we don't know where the husbands work, how are we going to investigate them?
I know where the husbands work. I have all of her information. That's the folder that he handed me.
Her.
You do not know what.
I don't know where
her
they work. I know who they are.
Correct.
Okay. Well, again, that's a starting point. We know who they are, so we can figure out where they work. Or if they
Okay,
work.
I'll just go wherever somebody tells me to go. This is too much.
All
This
I
is
know
too
is
much for
I'm
me.
going to her place of work.
All right.
None of
In
this
that
makes
case, then,
sense to me.
why don't we have... So Rugnir wants to go to the place of work. Why don't we have Rugnir, Zephys, and Shidro go to the place of work? And then...
Actually, Lucian called. Go.
All right. So
Fuck.
Lucian's also being like silly, so Shidro does not want to do that. It's just Lucian being, yeah.
Ugh,
I know. I'm
alright.
playing along with it. Like, I'm not social. I don't
Alright.
get on cues like that.
Well, me and Ragnar and
Rugnir.
Rugnir, and Lar can go to the workplace, and then you, Shidra, and Lucian can go to the house.
That works.
Okay.
all right. So, I will roll a d4. Odds, we do the house first. Evens, we do the work first. Sound fair?
Sounds fair.
Oh, and did you guys get the name of the girl?
No.
No.
Gotcha.
What is the name in there?
Megan. Sorry, Magen. And then shut up. Magen. And the husbands are Tan and Mojan. Anyway, so 2. That's evens. We do work first.
All right.
Cool. So that was Zephys, Rugnir, and Lar. Cool. You guys approach. It takes roughly
2 fighters and a wizard walk into a bar.
you guys are going to take a boat to get to it, because it's right here. So you guys take a boat. You go down next to the canal. You sail over there. So it takes like an hour. Not even that, like 30-ish minutes to get there. So, you guys are approaching. You see this massive building with tons of like little like woodworkings, and like you see ships being carved in. You see little like wooden furniture being framed. What do you guys do?
I guess we should find her boss.
Yeah.
I'm just following you guys. This is beyond my capabilities. I need to hit something, or else I just follow along. I guess I could also bandage things.
I suppose I just like ask the nearest person who's not doing any intense work. and
Okay,
ask
so
them-
you come up, and there's like this half orc just kind of like leaning back on like this really nice looking bench, just kind of like eating a sandwich.
Hi, could we
Good
speak
day.
to the boss? Could we speak to the boss around here?
Okay. Clearly not from around here. We have many kinds of bosses. This is a like federation. So we have different groups and so on and so forth. What are you looking for?
Pardon.
Clearly someone in charge, but like what kind of person in charge?
We're looking for whoever was in charge of a young girl, Majin. Or Magin. Magin? Magin.
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 Yeah, Magin.
Best chances to hit up HR. They might be able to point you that way. He quickly finishes his sandwich. Come on. He leads you into the building. You guys, towards the center of the building, you see this really nice, like, multi-layered, like, inside the building, there's, like, this glassed, like, multi-floored, skyrise type thing. Like, it's, like, 4 floors. And you just see a bunch of people, like, working on paperwork and so on and so forth. And there's, like, a door to enter it. He opens up the door, leads you in, and goes up to like the little desk that's at the front. Hey, these people were looking for for like an employee's supervisor. Okay, what's the employee's name?
Magin.
Magin. Do you happen to know where she lives?
Fuck, they took the document. Fuck.
You rattle off the address that he read aloud?
Oh, did they? Yeah, okay.
I did. I relayed all the I suppose I should have said that. I relayed all the information that was in the folder.
Okay.
I would have assumed you guys would have taken time to read over the thing yourself.
Yes, of course. And yeah, I rattled that off.
As you do, she's like, okay, and a magical like book begins to float in front of her and flips through pages as like she inscribes in the airs these like small like arcanic runes, and then the pages like stop and she pulls it down and the pages begin to glow and like fill out. She's like, okay, you are looking for a Tusk Turner.
Tusk Turner. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And where might we find them?
Tusk Turner. Here you go. Tusk Turner. Azaladadaya. And she picks up a little orb and like whispers like Tusk Turner and then like talks some magic into it, and then it like unfurls into like a little art like clockwork bug and starts to fly, and it just flies in front of you, like pointing in a direction. Just follow that until you get to him.
Thank you. And I suppose start following.
Okay. You eventually come in his little area of work. You see all these really intricate designed like knickknacks and whatnot, like puppets and like little wooden framed shoes and stuff like that, like for and you see like it's clearly been like set so that it can be enchanted.
That makes sense.
You approach. Tusk Turner is this like half orc with two big buck teeth. He turns. He has like one dread kind of flopped to the side of his face, wearing a monocle, in like kind of like old some older like smithy gear, and he turns. He has like a hammer and chisel. He looks at you guys. Hey, what you want?
Right. My name is Rugnir, and these are my compatriots, Lar and Zephyr, and we, Zephys.
Zephys.
Yeah, I correct myself. And we're here investigating the whereabouts of a young Majin. And
Majin hasn't been around in about a month.
Indeed, that's what we heard. And we wanted to know if you had any idea of where she went off to.
I'm assuming you're investigating the disappearance then?
Indeed.
Well, I'll tell you what I told
when the DM forgets
Quasi.
the name.
Look, there's a lot of fucking names here. I will hurt you.
No, I'm not giving you shit. Like,
I will hurt you. All right. I'll tell you what I told Quasi and Tan and fellow
Ojan?
Owelthu. I don't know fucking shit. She didn't show up for work one day. That was fucking weird. It's not like she hadn't taken a sick day in forever. I just assumed she was sick, but then, the next day and the day after that, I then was visited by Quasi. I went out to their home, talked to Tan, see if I could work something with Tan, figure out shit.
All right. Then let's take a step back. What kind of work did she do with you, for you?
Mostly enchanting shit. Actually got a backlog because she was my primary enchanter. My other couple of enchanters, and you see like a gnome and a human just like wave as they're like inscribing enchantments on the equipment. They're not quite as fast.
And did you notice any change in behavior in the time leading up to her disappearance? Any at all?
I mean, putting it that way, I guess. She seemed a bit happier.
Was there any indication as to why? Like on her person that you remember?
Truthfully, I didn't talk to her that much. Like, we were pretty much business, but she just seemed happier maybe a couple weeks before. Like, she seemed generally more giddy. Didn't really press her. If she was happy, she was happy. Like,
then would I happen to know like any like are there any like marriage rituals or anything that are specific to this region?
You would not know a damn thing about the marriage rituals in this region.
Yeah, I figured as much. I thought like, in that case, that points to two specific figures. Then I assume you wouldn't have known that, like she's married, like she's full on married, right?
Yeah, she's full on married.
Then I assume you wouldn't have known that she had been married sometime before her disappearance.
I was aware of that. She's married to Tan and Mojan, I believe. They just maybe about 4-ish months ago moved into an apartment all by themselves. Moved out of Mojan's place with his parents.
So the three of them live together.
Yeah.
And okay. This is getting curious.
She was a wee bit young for marriage, but like she seemed that she was a gal that knew what she wanted, so she apprenticed under me for only a year before becoming partner. She's someone who's bound and fucking determined to do what she wants.
Then this is giving us a lot to think on, and we actually do any of y'all have any extra questions? Because I'm like, Lar, Zethus?
No.
Did she leave any of her personal belongings here?
Walks over, gently opens up, like very gently opens up a drawer and kind of like looks in, reaches in and picks up like a little wooden plaque. This, I guess, closes the drawer, hands it to you. It's a plaque saying that she is partnered with Tux Turner in the industry of making wooden enchantments.
Can we borrow it?
Like, is that literally all it says? To like just looking it up and down?
Yeah, that's all it says.
I
It itself.
I hand it to Zethus and say, like, is that really?
It's an achievement. Like, it's whenever you achieve like journeyman or partnership with any group, they typically give you some sort of like plaque or paper stating as such. It's not uncommon. In fact, it's very common.
And
but it was weird that she left it here versus just putting it up.
Had she always left it here?
Yeah, she she would come in, drop like her daily stuff off, but she would leave that here. I did ask her why she left it here. She said it just felt like it was better suited here than at home. She likes seeing it in her drawer, hanging up on the wall when she goes home.
Then, and did it seem like this? And did this seem genuine? Like, was she telling the truth to you?
I mean, I assumed, like I said, she seemed like a fairly, like, if she wants something, she just does it. Very strong young lady.
Do you mind if we take this?
Go for it.
Thank you.
Something feels off.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I hold it up to the wizard and be like, sniff it.
Sniff it.
I was going to say that, but not in that language. That's what I was gonna hand it to Zethus, being like, "Is that really all it says?"
Yeah, I had to ask that as well. I had actually wanted to ask the person if this was an enchanted piece.
It's not enchanted.
Okay. Could I detect magic on it?
Yeah. There's nothing magical about it. It's sturdy mahogany.
Well, my sniffer says it's just normal.
Thank you. I guess, yeah, this has been valuable information, and we thank you. Hopefully we'll find
Smash cut. The other three. You guys approach. It takes you about 2 hours, but you approach her house. It's up here. She has like a 3-hour commute to work.
Jesus. Without a subway system? Ugh.
Boat ride system.
Same
I
difference.
suppose.
Look, just because it's on the surface doesn't make it inferior, okay?
No, he's just upset because he doesn't get to be a Domway.
I'm sorry. You know what? Never mind.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay.
With a train. Anyways.
So, you guys approach. It's in a bunch of like housing. They're up on the 3rd floor, and they have like a curtain for a door. A smaller, like, it's still stained glass, but it's a smaller window, and it looks to be about 40-ish feet.
Like the whole living space?
Yeah.
This is 3 people.
Correct.
Wow.
Do you guys just kind of like walk in?
I think I would try knocking. That way, it's not breaking and entering.
Oh, right. Shidro's with you. Shidro, you can just walk in.
Oh, yeah. Then I would just walk in.
Yeah. Luckily, Shidro knows the city enough. There's an open door policy of just walking in, and you would be greeted as almost family.
Is there anybody inside?
Yeah. There's 2 males inside. There's a male human and a male human.
Would their descriptions match the descriptions of her husband's?
Yes, yeah.
So
they're sitting at their table. Like, this is midday. They're sitting at their table, kind of lunch together. They look over. There's interesting enough, Chris, you would know this. There's typically an empty chair for guests. There are 2 empty chairs.
Oh. Garrick introduces himself. Hello, my name is Garrick. me and my two compatriots here are directly working on the investigation regarding your wife.
You have any new information?
That's actually why we're here. I would like to ask permission for us to do a more in-depth investigation of here. Perhaps there's a piece of information that we can glean that may lead us to her location.
Well, I've got about 30 minutes before I got to go to get back to work. And this is Tan talking, and Mojon, and I'm off today, so.
Excellent. Lucian's with me, right?
Lucian,
me,
Shidro.
Shidro, and Lucian. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Lucian, I'm not the best with people. Would you be willing to do some interviews with them? Perhaps they can add some extra information we can utilize.
Wait, Lucian was in this group?
Yes. You did. You
Why
went.
Because you followed Shidro.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a joke.
But it's still how it ended up.
It's still how it ended up. So it's like, would you be willing to interview the gentleman briefly, just to glean any additional information if possible?
Who am I interviewing?
The two husbands.
Tan and Mojon.
Sure.
Right. I promise I won't break anything.
Lucian kind of gives you a side eye.
They weren't worried about you breaking anything until you said
that.
Look, okay, he doesn't deal with people a whole lot.
Okay. So do you guys want to do the look around first, or let's do the look around so that everyone is aware of like what's around. So go ahead and roll me a perception, see if you see anything unseen.
Oh, I get to roll a perception, do I?
Perception. P.
Something that's Chris?
Right. I wasn't sure if that was all of us.
That was all of us. That is a critical success.
I was gonna say, well, we know what somebody dumped all their points into.
Woo, boy!
All right. For the two non-critical, there's a single queen size bed, a changing curtain, or is that what they're called?
Changing curtain.
Okay.
A divider.
Yeah, changing screen. Sorry, a changing screen.
You're talking about not a partition. It has a name.
I just call it a divider. I have one in my room.
Divider.
It's one of those. It's one of those old things that they would just slide up, and you would stand behind and change clothes.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have like a couple of like small cushion seats, a smallish table, a little like wash area, and then on the other side of the like room, there's an open open doorway that leads out to the common cooking area. That is like all of the like apartments here go there to cook.
Gotcha. Very communal.
Everything about the city is communal.
Neat.
Yeah. Garrett, on a natural 20, you notice above the doorway 3 very small etched room. Lucian, proceed with the interview.
Am I able to tell how they are feeling at the moment?
You just brought up their missing wife. They're kind of bummed, but trying to like move past it to like help.
Okay. I just didn't know if like, am I able to sense if they're genuine in that?
That's the sense motive.
I will do that then. Let's see. Alphabet. There we go.
They both seem genuine.
I was gonna say it's kind of a meh roll for me. Evening.
This is a bit in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like I've lost track of time.
Yeah. It's bit afternoon.
Okay. Afternoon, gentlemen. I apologize for the circumstances that bring us here, but we are attempting to remedy the situation. I realize you've probably had many people asking you the same questions we are going to ask you, and it is indeed a harrowing and stressful experience to continue to be dragged through. But I sincerely ask that you take your time and you tell us to the best of your ability that which may help us locate your wife. And
bit
you
long-winded, but okay. That was Mojon.
Oh, okay. I was like, is the DM? I was like, hey. Apologies. When is the last time either of you recall seeing Magen?
Majin, about a month ago.
Do you recall what you the last thing you discussed, or the last like what interactions you had, if any?
Tan just kind of turns away, blushing, and Mojon looks you dead in the eyes and goes, "We were having a very passionate night. She wanted to celebrate and didn't really tell us why, but we assumed she had a breakthrough in her studies, because that's typically when she would be very celebratory."
I see. Would you happen to know who or what the study had been commissioned for?
We're not part of the Mongambi. She had always been a studious one, even from childhood. She outperformed both of us in studies, but we've been together since childhood, honestly. But there's certain rules to the city. Part of that is Mongambi students not really discussing projects outside of Mongambi to the general public.
I understand. I had to ask in the event that
you're an outsider, you're asking questions. Maybe an outsider's perspective will see things that we as natives wouldn't be able to notice.
Is there anyone that you've ever noticed that would covet Magen's abilities, or
If I had to guess, everybody, she's really talented.
is there anyone who would stand out as desiring something other than that from her?
Khan blushes again.
Ton. Ton looks at you. Tan looks at you. There's only ever really been one sour relationship that I'm entirely sure of. There's a gentleman known as. Checking my notes.
Known as Time Stop.
Known as Alardo.
No.
The entire
God.
universe has just stopped time. The GM is moving around inside the brain of the NPC, gets up from his desk, grabs a notebook, is flipping through it aggressively.
Oolong Runny. Ranny. Oolong Ranny.
Oolong Rin.
Yeah, he's like 20-ish. He proposed marriage to Magen, and Magen turned him down, and he kind of sour about it because like 6 months later we were married. He offered her quite a lot. He's higher up in the glassmakers consortium.
Interesting.
Can I?
Oolong Rami? Was it you said?
Ronnie, yeah.
Rani. Oolong Rani.
Ranny. Sorry.
Oolong Ranny.
Oolong Ranny.
Okay. How high is the door for him? Or how high specifically are those symbols off the floor?
They are small, and they are pushed into the top of the like.
Okay, so they're high up and hard to see.
Correct. They are.
How the fuck did the 2-foot tall dude spot that?
3 foot.
The 1 foot dude.
Damn.
Shidro, quick request. Could you put me on your shoulders briefly and walk over to the doorframe?
What?
Humor me.
I'm just gonna pick him up a la Lion King and hold him up to the door frame.
You pick me with your fucking teeth?
No, with my hands, you idiot.
Yeah.
She's holding you Rafiki style.
She's much stronger than you expected.
Woo! Okay, that helps. He pulls out the folder, and then on a suitably blank space, to the best of his ability, he copies down the symbols that he sees.
Okay.
In slightly larger print. And by slightly, I mean, readable.
Okay.
He goes, you
He
can put me down
accidentally
now.
makes a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding spell, and they all explode. Everybody dies.
I will
you
set the
could put
tiny
me
man
back
down.
down now. Okay. Sorry to interrupt, gentlemen. He shows them the symbols like, have you seen these before?
No.
They're in your doorframe.
They both immediately jolt their head towards the door frame. And it's not in the door frame, it's above the door.
It's above the door frame, and he points to the exact position.
Yeah. It is they are nestled up against the roof.
Ooh, they're small.
Yeah, they're small. They're nestled up against the roof. And like there's a good like half a foot between the top of the door frame and the roof, but these are like maybe half an inch to an inch.
Yeah, like he said, he drew them as best he physically could, being as close as possible, in a more legible size.
Yeah, and like there's cracks all around this building, but these are very clearly like etched in because they are very gently etched.
Right.
Like they barely are noticeable, and they both like squint and see it, and they go, "Huh? You think that was there when like we moved in?"
Would I recognize the runes or the symbols?
No, you wouldn't.
Fair enough.
Do
I had to think about it.
Do these symbols mean anything to either of you?
Nah.
Interesting.
Mojon goes nah, and then Tan. It kind of looks like her notebook.
Do you happen to have this notebook? Still
walks over the bed. There's been like one pillow in between them. Like you can see where two people have been laying in one place that has like a small indent, but it's clearly not been laid in as much. He grabs the pillow and like opens it up and pulls out her notebook.
Thank you. I'll be quick. And he goes immediately to just scanning through until he sees those symbols.
You open it up, it is all runic, and you have no ability to read this.
Okay, I can't read it, but I'm finding those specific symbols in that order.
Okay, so you scroll, you do not find, like, I'm going to say this takes you about 15 minutes to read as quickly as you can. And I'm not going to make you, like, roll anything for this, but you do not find those specific symbols in that order. You find, like, one of those symbols, and that's it.
Interesting.
I have a question for you, gentlemen, and I will respect any decision you make on this.
Tan's like, okay, but I gotta get going. I can't be late for work. As he's like putting on his jacket. Hey, look, you found more evidence of stuff since whatever. Much appreciated. Last question? And he's like holding the curtain.
Is it possible that we may borrow this journal? And if not, can we make a quick copy of it?
Borrow it. If it helps bring her back, I'm pretty sure she would only be mad at us. And he jolts out the door.
Works for me.
Look at it.
We've got a bit of information, and I believe we know somebody who understands runes, don't we?
I was going to say, if we can get Littlefoot.
Well, we happen to also have a runic mage.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about him. Lucian just kind of...
Wow. What was the other husband's name? The one that's
that is Mojon. M-O''Jonh.
Oh, God, we're talking to Martians.
Megan, by the way, is... Or Magin is M-A''Gin.
My God, we're fucking talking to Martians.
And Tan is T-A-N.
No.
Anyways, I wish to thank you so much for your cooperation.
Mojon, and I would say to him, we will try to return this as quickly as we can.
If I don't care how quickly it gets back, you manage to find her.
I'm not.
Thank you for your time. And I wish you a hopefully pleasant rest of the day.
Thank you.
Right, let's go meet up with the others. We've got some solid information to go off of, at least.
Okay. Where are you meeting them?
I assume we decided on this beforehand, and if so, where?
Probably outside the council building.
Are they outside the? I mean, somewhere
Or
private
probably
would probably be
it's
better.
like
No?
halfway-
Every single one of you, make me an intelligence check. I need 3 of you. 3 of you to beat a 15.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, straight
How the
intelligence.
fuck am I doing so well? I have a -1.
Don't question it.
1.
Question it.
One more. Come on. Yeah!
Let's go.
We got a 17,
Wow,
15, and
dude.
an 18.
There's one person that didn't roll. Michael.
Oh, yeah, Michael.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are solid.
Yeah! Woo!
Let's go.
Michael over here with. I was expecting Michael to hit it with his 6.
Look, I lived in a cave my whole life, and I was the smartest one of us until the wizard showed up.
Real.
So we sent all the
That
intelligence
hurt,
to one group
but
and
it's
everybody else
true.
to another
All right. So where you guys want to meet?
Is there a good in-between point between the workplace and the home?
Dance course.
It's a good public location. We can do one of the VIP rooms.
Yeah, that'll work.
Who has that kind of money?
Sugar
You don't
daddy.
need you don't need money for the dance course. The only thing you pay for it at the dance courts is you can either tip the musicians, or if you particularly liked watching the dance, you can approach an individual person to give them money, or when you order drinks from the establishment. But
But
it
the
is
VIP rooms are free use?
yeah, free to use.
Oh, excellent.
You just go in there and you're just like, this is our thing until we leave.
Cool. So we'll go to that. I said we all meet up.
Yep.
Just a warning, baby is going to be free.
Are you guys going to
Sure.
close the curtains so that you're not interrupted, or would you like the curtains to be open and people can come
Let's,
in? Or
let's shut the curtain.
that's one for shut.
Yeah, I say we should shut.
Arcane lock on the curtains.
Wait, does that work?
It does.
Dude,
It has to have a lock.
Arcane lock just makes it just like lock in place where like it's not waving anymore. Like the air doesn't affect it. It's just like a solid thing. And when someone walks up, it just moves the whole thing.
That is
Like a
very
piece of
funny,
cardboard.
but would be even more suspicious.
Yeah. Very funny, but that's not how it works, unfortunately. Arcane lock doesn't work like that. I wish it did.
Explosive runes just outside the curtain.
Oh God, no.
Anyway, so
Yeah. Any other votes for something other than close the curtain?
I believe that's half, so that's what you guys would probably
Fair enough.
do. All right, go ahead.
So,
Right.
Guys,
What did
we
you
found
folks
a
find
name
out at the
plaque.
workplace?
not as much as we were hoping for, other than the fact that she was extraordinarily happy in the week leading up to her disappearance, as well as the fact that she left this holding up the
Would I know what a druid
uh,
is? My character? I'm going to do the same thing to the druid that I did to I'm gonna take
oh, you're gonna
Right
just
here,
snatch the placard out of my hand and fucking
He
sniff.
said he's wearing very obviously druidic vestments.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do the same thing I did to him that I did to the wizard. I'm gonna take the nameplate, hold it up to his face, and be like, "Sniff it, sniff it, and find it."
I
As close as you might be, not how I track things.
Well, this was, and I like tucked it over my shoulder, like, but in a way that it like lands in front of Regni.
just and she left that at her place of work as opposed to, home. Meaning and
Oh.
she left it there, which could be suspect of something further, like she wanted to hide it.
Very
And-
possible.
other
We
than that,
spoke to both of her husbands, well, as they were home at the time. Not terribly much information gleaned from what I could tell. Unfortunately, I was a little preoccupied. Lucian,
Yes.
was there any additional information you believe you gleaned from the gentleman?
There may be some promise in speaking with Oolong. So that is the direction we could take.
and who is that?
An
oh, yeah.
ex-suitor?
Rani? Oolong Rani. Still getting used to this strange name. Oolong Rani is a
Yeah. Double O apostrophe long. RANNI.
Oolong Rani.
Just think Elden Ring, you'll be fine.
I know nothing about Elden Ring except it's a Dark Souls clone.
Anyways.
Oolong Rani is a scorned suitor, perhaps, but is one person who stands out as possibly having motivations not related to her abilities necessarily. It may be nothing, but I doubt anyone else has gone down that road yet. Why leave it unexplored?
Upon investigation of their home, I seem to have found something they were not aware of. He opens up to the place where he put the scribbles, and he pushes it to Zephys and goes, "These were written very, very small, or etched, I suppose, very, very tiny above the doorframe." Also pulls out the notebook, as well as it seems to be the same runic language. I was wondering if perhaps you, as someone who utilizes runes themselves, may be able to decipher what these are.
Okay, for future reference, before you touch runes,
I didn't touch them. I simply copied them.
okay. Well, as long as you can't read it, it's fine. But
Okay.
if you can read it, it could potentially be disastrous.
Fair.
Noted.
But the copy should have no power in it, correct? As I do not know their meaning.
I'll take the copy.
Yeah. So he shows them.
Do you read the copy, Michael?
Yeah.
What have I done? What have I done?
Okay. So Michael, you die. No, I'm just fucking with you.
You die.
I just imagine
Polygrots, everyone dies.
tearing the page at each rune and piling them in a pile.
No,
read
no.
them one at a time.
This is very ancient. But you are able to recognize it due to the fact that it
Barrack in its writing too.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You come to reading it. It is alarm, and you have the sense that it is a magical alarm to alert her if someone specifically breaks through.
So my internet took a dip. The only thing I missed was being able to read it and knows it's an alarm spell.
In addition, he was able. Did you hear the languages?
No, I completely cut out. It was like when it's recognized and then gone.
Gotcha. I will let Zephys do it in character then for you.
I just said that this rune is ancient and barbaric in writing, but it's just a simple alarm spell.
Why would you choose to write it in such an old language if it's just an alarm spell?
Not only that, why would she write it so small above the doorframe and not tell her husband?
It's possible maybe she didn't.
But then who... I don't suppose there's any way I could have tell how old that writing was.
No.
Well, alarm only.
How long does it last?
Alarm only notifies the person who made it. So honestly, there's not really any reason to tell the husbands because they wouldn't know if someone broke in anyways.
Would alarm so this alarm spell, does it work in an AoE? Sorry, I'm not a magician. Like, and is
Another
it anyone
question.
specific that it
Wait.
notifies of?
No.
I have a question that might be stupid. I don't know.
Hmm?
Can you use her journal to confirm that she's the one who made the runes? What if it was the person selling the house to her, wanting to keep track of her?
That's very true. You may want to cross-reference with her journal.
I don't
see
know
if-
if runes are like handwriting, where you can like recognize whose it is. And I don't know if that would even work because it's a copy and not the original.
Well, I literally
So-
copied it as physically close as I could without touching.
So, if you're handed the journal, you would recognize that the patterns of like the individual languages are the same. She is definitely writing in a very archaic elemental language, a mixture of Aryan, Ignan, Terran, and Aquan.
Is it possible this alarm was put for whoever took her to keep an eye on who else enters the house looking for her?
I think he's saying that what's his name? Zephys was able to identify the handwriting or the writing style matches the journal.
Was that what you were trying to communicate?
I mean, that's what Trickster said, right? You had said that the writings were similar or the same.
Yes, it's the same patterned elemental writing.
Well, if this is her journal, then that means she can at least write in the 4 elemental languages. An archaic version of it. Honestly, it's out of date, but
Which means it's most likely that that alarm spell belongs to her then. Because, I mean, unless you're from the city, dude, do you know if it's common for people to write an old-fashioned blend of elemental languages?
He is not from the city.
not from
You
this.
know that we met in the city. He's from the city.
Well, I mean, I've said a couple of times I'm from Karamaga, but I don't know if you know what that is.
Out of character, no.
No. Well, I probably know of it, but in character, but But this brings up a good point. If that's an alarm spell, and it matches the writing, and again, both are very archaic. Comes to a potential question. If these are related to the incident, who is that alarm notifying?
I mean,
She's
didn't
the
we
one
just
who
say
wrote it.
Yeah, it
her?
would have to be her.
Who would she want
Like,
to
Doesn't
literally.
necessarily have to be her, as it's just a style. It's just runes, correct?
This is a style that's so strange and unique. I would personally qualify it as a cipher. Only someone who knows these sorts of runes and language would be able to figure it out.
Well, let's see. She was a student of whoever the fucking council guy was, right?
She was a student of Kwazi before she took turn.
Would he have potentially taught that to her?
She
Would she have taught that to her?
I think there's only one way to find out.
Before we go there, though, there's
I'm gonna sleep tonight. It's got to be like nighttime at this point, right?
Yeah, you guys are getting into the evening.
yeah. One last thing. So the alarm spell just notifies, like, what?
Per the alarm spell, it just notifies her.
That's not
It
what I'm
just-
asking. Notifies of what? Does it have to be a specific creature? Oh, enters the warded area or touches it. So she just always knows if she always knows if people are going in or out of the room.
You can designate, I believe you can designate people to be exceptions. So if she made it to where her husbands were exceptions, it would mean she would always know when anyone enters her house.
Got it.
Her
Okay.
husbands.
Get it. So, then she was possibly trying to use it as a degree of security. Then in this case, it was most likely a kidnapping.
If we assume that this was a step of paranoia, I know that we initially rule out this being done on her own accord. But nobody is perfect. Temptations are all around. There's a possibility that that alarm was placed so that she would know if anyone is looking for her.
Why did we rule out that she didn't do it?
The person we talked to at the councils said that it didn't seem likely.
She's
Like she's not trying
the
to hide
only
herself. She did write
indicator.
she did write the alarm room. We're pretty sure that.
Right. But then no form of divination can locate her. So either she is being hidden or she is hiding.
And so you said that she was engaged in some manner of research.
Well, apparently she was a student of the arcane arts at one point.
Yes, like actively, like she was up until her disappearance.
Her
That
husband
is correct.
said they were celebrating something.
I think perhaps after the rest of you have a good rest, we should investigate her instructor. See if we can glean any additional information.
That seems like our best course of action.
However, just as a precaution, I might suggest locked rooms.
Is this where I point out that a lot of the buildings in the city don't really have doors?
Yeah, no, I'd make a prideful jib at that, but no, there's literally no locked doors.
If you need a place like that, you guys probably could go to the Pathfinder Society or the Pathfinder Lodge. There is that back room. If you guys didn't mind sleeping kind of like more on the floor, you could probably make use of that.
Yeah, we've been on boats for how long? I mean, I'm fine sleeping wherever. Like wherever's convenient.
I mean, I have business at the Pathfinder place, I think, right? That's where the guy's supposed to be. No, I need to go to the place where the people sign in.
The recorder.
Right? The recorder.
Yeah, the wards.
Look, I'm not going to took the note. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's a little late to go talking with the wards, but that's something you can do in the morning.
I'll do it whenever it's convenient. It's not It's not urgent.
Mm. I say we rest up because it's been a rather long day.
It has been a very eventful day.
Okay.
But we have
Mysteries abound.
what appears to be more information than anyone has gleaned in a month.
Indubitably.
Right.
Michael, are you going with them or are you going find your own?
I'm gonna go back to my nice little cozy study place in the Mongambia,
Okay.
and I'm going.
Motherfucker sleeping in a gazebo.
And I'm going to spend 2 hours to redo my spells, so that way I have a spell that I can cast on. No, I don't have the rune on me, do I? No, it's at our house.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Maybe not separate from the party, or are you still going to separate?
No, I'm totally still going to separate. Well, hold on. You guys are going to the Pathfinder Society, right?
I mean,
Pathfinder Lodge, yeah.
Well, yeah. No, that's fine.
You
They
want to
might
go
have-
there?
They might have books.
They do have books. You haven't read their books yet.
then I guess we're heading there.
Okay. You all get in. You're fairly tired, all except for Zephys. Zephys, I am going to assume, immediately grabs like 3 books off like the little from upstairs, their little bookcase. You just grab 3 books.
Yeah.
Go and do some light reading tonight.
Yeah, some light reading.
Alright. We're going to call the game here. This is a good place to call it.